Hi, here's my update for today. So basically, what I did was uh, go through the entire documentation of this asset, also learned how it works, and also experimented around a bit. I'm in a different project right now. It's not in the main project, but yeah. So uh, after a while playing with this asset, this what I did. So I just created an area here. The red means it's an obstacle, and if I click on an area, the character moves over. So yeah, I learned how the pathfinding works, and yeah, the system so far is pretty flexible. There's a lot of things that to be useful and easy to create your own stuff around it. But the only I think the biggest, not really issue, but biggest uh, thing that I didn't expect is so how grids are created. So basically, as you can see here, this grid, and this is another platform here that uses a grid and cuts off. So how grids works in this asset is basically a grid is not like uh, an object that you can move around. A grid is more like a coordinate system of the entire world space. So what you can see right now is a set of grids that are based on the world space. So let's say the world coordinates are translated into grid cells. Right now it's translated into hex grid cells. So the reason why that could be an issue is that the grids aren't, for example, I cannot just move this grid around, rotate it, since it's all based on the world space. So for example, on the airship, instead of manipulating the grid inside the airship actor and positioning how the grid will look like in the airship should be the one to adjust to the grid in the world. So what I was imagining how I would use the grid. So for example, let's say this platform here is an airship. Uh, let's make it into a different shape. Okay, never mind. I'll just stick to this square. Okay, there. Then yeah, let's say this square here is the airship, and then this white stuff is the systems. Okay, so yeah, let's say this airship, you can move the crew member around, and this is how it would look like. So I'm probably gonna have to rework the crew member movement because all the movements based on the Unreal Engine's default one, but yeah, as you can see here, the pathfinding works even on the slopes. Say this is stairs. And yeah, the problem I was talking about earlier. So for example, this airship. So if it's spawned here, this is how the grid would look like. If I move it to a different location. Okay, now this is how its grid would look like now. So as you can see, the grid is not moving with the airship because it's tied to the world space instead of the actor space. So, but there's a way to work around this. So I can make it so that the airship spawns like always at the right. Uh, let's say I always spawn the airship where this tile is at this spot. So if I spawn an airship in another area, as long as a tile there is on that spot, then the coordinate should be fine. So as long as I'm just spawning it in the middle of the tiles, then or in the middle of the cells of the grid, then it should align itself properly. But the problem is when you're creating an airship. So usually when you create an airship, uh, it's in the blueprint here. But since it's tied to the world, you can only see this visual on the world editor. But the airship is but the airship is spawned dynamically. It's not part of the world. I mean, that's. I mean, the games. I can still create the grid with the game. Still fine. Uh, but when it comes to creating an airship based on the grid, the editor here, then I don't think that would be too easy to do. But creating an airship, the grid should be the one to adjust to the airship instead. So you create an airship with the system placed there, and then the grid will detect, oh, there's a system there, and then it will adjust the obstacle tiles so now to be like this. If I move the airship to a different location, let's say the airship here, the right position at right, and the grid should be like, oh, okay, the airship is spawned here, and then I'll generate the tiles based on this position. So now the red tiles would be here. So yeah, I guess we'll have to just work around it, but it's still possible. The only thing I see that could be problem is what if the airship's doing some animation? What if it's like, moving around like that? Then the tiles would be, yeah, it would not be aligned at all. So I mean, I can make it so that while it's moving, the tiles will still update, so the red area would also move along depending on the white where the system is. But yeah, the cells won't be aligned properly. So that's one problem I can think of. So other than that, yeah, I can implement this grid system onto the game. The only problem is the alignment of the grid cells. So yeah, that's that for the grid. So for my next steps, I'll try implementing this to the main project file already and rework the crew member pathfinding to work with this grid system. And yeah, let me know what you think about the stuff that I mentioned earlier. And yeah, I'll also look into the assets tomorrow. So yeah, that's gonna be my update for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, Amit.